Good evening to our viewing and listening public, both live and those of you who will be watching later. Uh, and welcome to the first installment of our public forum for the 2022 Guild elections. We're just going to be getting started in a few minutes. For now, we're going to spend the next 2 minutes waiting for the viewership to build up, and then we're going to dive right in. And of course, tonight we have candidates from across the faculties, all contesting the various faculty representative positions, from the FHE to the Faculty of Law, FST, FSS. Almost everyone is represented here tonight, so we are definitely looking forward to that. All right, I think we can go ahead and get started. So once again, good evening, everyone. I'm glad to see that we have a modest audience tuned in so far. Please allow me to introduce myself as Tyler Alexander, the returning officer of the UWI St. Augustine Guild of Students. As I'm sure you're all aware, we're currently in the midst of preparing for the next Guild Council election, scheduled for the 24th of March, 2022. Each year, when we were fortunate enough to have our elections on campus, there would be a public forum where candidates are given the opportunity to address the electorate directly, respond to questions, and present a cohesive outline of their plans should they be elected. Last year, the election management team under the previous returning officer adapted the public forum to a 3-day series where, on the first day, candidates running for faculty representative positions would address the electorate. On the second, candidates running as committee chairpersons would address the electorate. And on the third day, candidates running for positions on the Guild executive would address the electorate. Here in the Elections Committee, we are firm believers of the old expression, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. Accordingly, we'll be continuing with the same approach. And tonight, as was mentioned prior, we'll be hearing from our candidates for the various faculty representative positions. Faculty representatives are often the first people we turn to when we have a problem. Their mandate goes beyond handling minor issues, however. Our faculty representatives are given the opportunity to sit on various boards and committees within the highest levels of university administration, where they directly represent the views and interests of the student population. Furthermore, they are directly responsible for many of the various initiatives and activities that enrich our student experience and make our university life all the more enjoyable. Tonight, I'm very pleased to see that we have a fantastic lineup of candidates who are capable, ready, and willing to take on service. So without further ado, we're going to open tonight's substantive proceedings with a presentation of our candidates, which will be put up on the screen momentarily. Definitely a show-stopping presentation there. And I'm looking forward to hearing from our candidates. So at this juncture, I'm going to take the opportunity to introduce the moderator of tonight's substantive proceedings. Uh, Please allow me to introduce Ms. Dylan Kalu. Dylan serves as an electoral officer on the Elections Committee and as the Year 2 class representative on the Law Society. Dylan is also involved in a wide range of clubs and other activities. So, Dylan, the floor is yours. I'm glad you could be with us tonight.
Hi, good night, everyone. Thank you for the introduction, Tyler. Good night, everyone. Well, I'll just be starting off with the Faculty of Humanities and Education. So we'll be starting with our candidate for the Faculty of Humanities and Education. With more members than most faculties, surely the FHE has turned out tonight to support their candidate for representative. If you hear from the FHE tonight, please show some support in the chat as we welcome Ms. Salisha Ali to the floor.
A pleasant good afternoon to the President of the Guide Council, members of the Guide team, special guests, fellow candidates, and you, the audience. My name is Salisha Ali. I am presently a Level 1 student in the Bachelor of Education program. So why am I here? Well, for starters, throughout my entire life, I have been placed in a lot of positions in which people had to vote for me. From class prefects to valedictorian to school presidency, watch out Mr. Sandy, to the 2019 Entrepreneurship Award, my guess is all I can say is that people love to vote for me. So why not? Why not try to convince you, the audience, for voting for me as your new student representative for the Faculty of Humanities and Education? Let me begin. I have consistently spent time in leadership roles, both in my professional and personal life, in which I have witnessed the easy transition into a better atmosphere for all involved. I have spent the past months as my class student representative, in which I have striven to make every possible improvement for my colleagues. I have been the ear to their issues, the voice to their concern, and the eyes to their problems. I stand with the student council, working side by side with the student body and administration to ensure that we, the students, have had a successful year thus far. As student representative for the Faculty of Humanities and Education, I will strive to continue to strengthen the relationship between the administration and the student body by continuing to work alongside the academic managers and actively work on enhancing all student learning experiences while we all work together to enhance our skills. I will retain working in an atmosphere that allows me to connect with the various internal and external agencies regarding class health and safety, facilities, student welfare needs, and many more. I will assist all my colleagues throughout the faculty by providing them with the relevant information within their program. I will strive on creating awareness that relates to our policies and student support and point students to respective departments for any support that they need. I will share in all experiences and be the voice of change for all of us by upholding student learner charter and learner involvement strategies that are aimed at communicating new ideas and concepts that serves to be in the best interest of us, the students. I will continue supporting the university's maintenance of discipline within our classroom and set a good example for the faculty in both academic and non-academic areas by maintaining confidentiality and adjusting to data protection of any information that is shared. Today, I am asking for your vote. Vote for me as your new student representative for the Faculty of Humanities and Education. I would listen to your concerns. I will work hard for us. I will introduce ideas for improvements. I will dedicate time to listen and address all students across the faculty. I hope to liaise with all faculty members and the student council to provide us with the best possible environment for all of us. I will continue to fight for the things that are important to us, the students. No matter how big or small they are, I will be working together with you all and continue to stamp our university as one of the best in the world. Thank you, and remember, vote for me. Let me be your voice.
Thank you for that contribution, Miss Alicia. So, I just have one question for you. What are your plans for supporting students in the eventual
Sure.
transition back to in-person classes?
Well, so far it has been a lot, and as student representative for my program that I am currently in, there has been a lot of talk, and there have been a lot of concerns. So I am hoping that once I'm given the opportunity, I can actually sit with the representatives on board and actually be able to help sort out to the best of my abilities this easily transmission with regards to this affair.
Okay, thank you so much for taking your time to present to us today.
You're welcome. You're
Okay,
welcome.
well, everybody give it up for Mr. Alicia Ali. I know it must have taken a lot of nerves to be able to present here tonight. So now we move on to the Faculty of Law. So next, we have one of the most beloved faculties, small but certainly overwhelming in worth. Please allow me to introduce our first candidate for the position of Faculty of Law Representative, Ms. Anastasia Sunilal.
Hi, good night, everyone. Okay. Good night to all, and a pleasant good night to the present Guild executives, especially invited guests and Guild members. Thank you all for being here to listen to this discussion. I am Anastasia Sunilal, and I am vying for this position as Faculty of Law representative. When elected in this utmost certitude, I intend to continuously add new life and perspective to my manifesto. Once elected as a representative, it is my intentions, you can change this slide. It is my intention to start new initiatives such as Law 101, everything you need to know. At the beginning of my degree, I struggled deeply with writing. There's no one handbook that teaches you everything about your LLB and how to write. However, I do believe knowing how to write can determine whether you pass or you fail a course. I intend to have a 2-day session once every semester to continuously develop one's writing. As the famous Dr. Koo once said, there's always room for improvement. Another initiative is safety for men and women on campus. As there is a possibility that students may have to attend physical classes in the new semester, this may not resonate well with concerned parents. Due to past instances, there are little to no changes made to ensure students' safety. And being a part where it's saturated with women, due to statistical data, women have been an easier target. However, anyone can be a target. So everyone should be protected. No one should be afraid of going to a school or any place of learning. Everyone should be free and enjoy their education. I intend to go to the students in my faculty and ask them what policies they do believe should be implemented within the university. These policies will then be crafted and developed by my esteemed Law Society executives, as well as myself, and then transferred to the admirable Guild executives to apply pressure to the university to make these necessary changes for the safety for us. Another initiative is that I would like to have more social events. Due to this pandemic, there has been few to no gatherings being held. This has caused a strain on fostering relationships and even developing the old ones that we had. As being one of the smallest faculties at the St. Augustine campus, there's little to no inclusiveness amongst the students. This digital method has lost touch within the intimacy within our friendships. Another initiative I would like to have is that every semester we have over 5 courses, and that can be very overwhelming for students. I am here to create a system where will be created where lecturers can see what courses other lecturers will have so that it do not clash and students will not be overwhelmed because this has been really concerned over the past year. Can you change the slide, please? To connect law students to attorneys. This is an initiative where lawyers or legal officers where students will have the opportunity to speak to these lawyers or legal officers because as law students, we are still uncertain where we want to be in life. And with this, we can ask, all our concerns can be addressed where we can eliminate all ambiguity about the various fields of law. Lastly, students can receive initial incentives to keep students motivated as well. Students will be awarded every semester for their hard work. Academic as well as non-academic achievements will be recognized as I hope to develop the law faculty where students are holistic. Can you change the slide, please? This is a little about myself. This is my youth experience. I'm really vast within the youth development. I am a holistic student, I believe, and I wish that I can share my experiences onto this new guild executive. Next slide, please. Right, and this is all from me now. I really do hope you enjoy my speech, and thank you very much. I hope you do vote for me on March 24th. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sunilal. Unfortunately, we have to move on to the next candidate now in terms of the interest of time, because you took all 5 minutes to do your speech, which I might add was a very good one. Um, so thank you for taking the time to present us here tonight. I know it must have taken a lot of guts. So now we move on to the next candidate for the Faculty of Law representative, Mr. Sasha Law.
Hi, everybody here, and first and foremost, right?
Hearing.
Right, nice. Hello, everyone, and I just want to say, first and foremost, it's a great honor to be speaking in front of such a crowd on a guild forum. Thank you so much. So, my name is Sasha Law, and I am contesting the position of Faculty of Law Representative and Law Society President for the academic year of 2022 to 2023. So, next slide, please. So, a lot of you may be asking yourself, what makes you so right for this position? So, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I have served on the Law Society Executive in my capacity as Assistant Trustee. This has afforded me the opportunity to observe and learn from each and every executive member in the Law Society, which in turn has allowed me to learn how this faculty is to be run and what is expected from a Law Society executive member, and gives me the opportunity to allow for the absolute best product to come from this faculty. Apart from this, my learning experience for this very position actually began 2 years ago when I was afforded the opportunity to shadow the former president during his year-long tenure, and I have even shadowed the current president since September for the past year for his tenure. They have both taken me under their wings, and they have lent me insights that will not only be helpful in my administration, of this faculty in serving the students, but also my role on the guild as well. All this to say is that I believe throughout all the things that I have learned and all this hard-won knowledge that I have learned, I believe that I have all the tools necessary to help me with the administration of this Faculty of Law, and in other words, to do it justice. So next slide, please. So why am I running? That's a very good question. I intend to implement initiatives that are geared towards student connectivity. This idea of creating a community or something more akin to a family as opposed to students just sitting in a classroom, creating a stronger bond between faculty administration and the general student population can bridge any gaps that have led students to feel a disconnect from this online platform during this pandemic. Furthermore, if it is at all possible, I would like to bring this idea of connectivity and community to the wider campus as a whole through various collaborative efforts with committees, clubs, and even other faculties. I mean, what this idea of community even looks like, right? I mean, that's a real good question. Next slide, please. So, this idea of community really looks like implementing initiatives such as a faculty mentorship program. This faculty mentorship program is whereby students are assigned to lecturers and the lecturers can discuss things with them outside of school. So essentially connecting with them, getting to know the student and the student getting to know the lecturer, right? And the main goal of this is to help them reduce their anxieties and improved participation in classes, things like lectures and tutorials, and very much bolster this idea of a community and bolster this idea of a family. And another initiative a major initiative that I intend to implement is something called the Student Partnership Program, whereby when the Law Society is crafting initiative and events, they give students with businesses, um, NGOs and charities, even hobbies that can be helpful in the administration and in crafting of these events first preference. Because as we know, university is not just a time for learning and having fun, it's also a time to build relationships for later life and work. So, those of you who are here tonight, please don't fear. We also have many, many initiatives, events, and panels planned that I am very, very eager to collaborate with other faculties and committees on. I just hope all this just reinforces this idea that a vote for Sasha is a vote for experience, a vote for dedication, and a vote for performance. Thank you so much. Next.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lowe, for your presentation tonight. I just have one question for you. What do you think the Guild of Students generally, why do you think the Guild of Students generally sees low engagement? What would you do to address that if elected as faculty rep?
Well, I'm really glad you asked that because I really intend to foster family and a community through connectivity with different events and initiatives. This is something very, very big in my entire theme and in my entire speech and my whole campaign. And I hope to carry this out throughout my entire tenure. This is the legacy I want to leave: the legacy of family and the legacy of connectivity.
Thank you very much for your response, Mr. Lowe. That was very well done, and your speech was very well done. Congratulations to both of the Faculty of Law candidates for giving very well contributions. Thank you. So, the next candidate we'll be hearing from is running for the position of Faculty of Science and Technology representative. If I'm not mistaken, the FST in the universities is the university's second largest faculty in terms of students. So I'm sure everyone is excited as I am to hear from Miss Cassidy Adonis. So let's welcome her to the floor.
Good night, everyone. I hope you all are doing fine. So just gonna wait on my slides to be shown to start. I hope you all are great. We should see some flames in the chats. Okay, so good night, everyone. As our lovely moderator had just said, my name is Cassidy Adonis, and I'm running for the position of the Faculty of Science and Technology representative. I'm a first-year student studying a BSc in Environmental Science. Next slide, please. So why am I running for this position? I've decided to run for this position because I want to bring a fresh and new perspective to the Faculty of Science and Technology. And why should you vote for me? Because I'm dedicated to listening to the needs and wants of our students. I'm also willing, highly motivated, and passionate. I'm always striving for excellence. And someone once said, excellence is not about only being the best, but it's about doing your best. Next slide, please. So what are my plans for FST? So I have 4 main goals, which all circulate around campus life, admin life, social life, and student life. So campus, we have heard a lot of talk about campus reopening, about being back physically in the school environment. So one of my plans is to enhance the UE experience to get persons to truly see and feel being present on campus itself. Next point is about admin life. So there has been a lack of communication and the need to improve communication between staff and students. And what I plan to do in my tenure is to improve that. I also want to continue with the departmental days and promote regionalism, as well as implement bursaries for FST students. So, hearing these plans, hearing why I would like to be voted in this position, I ask that you vote for me on March the 24th.
Thank you very much for your contribution, Mr. Donis. So, I just have one question for you. What inspired you to run for election?
Well, I saw the wonderful job that the current faculty representative had done, and I thought that it was such a wonderful job, and learning from that experience and experiencing what he had done, I thought I would want to build upon that and bring even fresher and new innovative ideas to the faculty. I'm seeing a question by Ms. Hussein. What do you mean by enhancing the UE experience? Any details about what we can get? Okay. So a lot of us have heard about Freshers Fest and all the wonderful events that are hosted on campus. And with talks about campus reopening, I would love to host several of these events when the time comes near and once we are permitted.
Okay, if there are no more questions, thank you very, very much, Miss Adonis. You did a very good job in your speech and answering your questions. So everybody drop some flames in the chat for Miss Adonis. Okay, moving on now. We'll now be moving on to one of the most eagerly anticipated series of addresses. It's no surprise at all that the largest faculty on campus has produced the most hotly contested seat in the 2022 Guild election. Please welcome the first candidate for the position of Faculty of Social Sciences representative, Mr. Darren James.
Hi, good evening, all. My name is Darren James, and I'm running for the position of FSS Rep once more this year. And experiencing the past academic year with you has been a ride. This transition to virtual university was not an easy one by all means. I see you and I feel you. The new motivation to go to classes, the connectivity issues sometimes, because you just don't feel like going to class and I just did not adjust well to the online sphere. As your faculty representative, I want to restore the happier aspects of university through dedication and standing with you to make being on campus an engaging experience, and exciting as possible. It's about time we get back into the groove of things. For a pack of lions, I have noticed the decline in faculty pride. I remember on campus, there would be a crowd around a booth of people to see what's going on, which made the crowd just get larger and larger. What were they selling? What were they giving away? What were they promoting? As we have lost that excitement and that experience of being on campus. But let's get back to it. I would like to bring that back with engaging events for this faculty and encourage other faculties to join me in this effort. Partner with us to do faculty versus faculty talent competitions, games, scavenger hunts, football tournaments, and more. I've been with you in the trenches of administration and gate issues and worked with our past rep as a deputy behind the scenes, responding and getting information to the relevant persons. So much so that I nearly forgot to sort of myself with Gate. And on the deadline almost caught me. And that will not stop or even slow down as I continue. I will continue to ensure that you are well taken care of and not forgotten or pushed aside. I will advocate, I will represent, I will support because we are one society. Roar and show them why we were called lions in the first place. We shall roar once more. Thank you.
Thank you for that very concise but powerful contribution, Mr. James. If there are no questions in the chat, then I have one question for you.
Please.
Why should the electorate vote for you?
Why should the electorate vote for me? Because it's continued representation, continued advocacy, continued support from being in position once already and being the deputy rep. I have shown my loyalty to the FSS, my loyalty to the pride of the FSS, the Orange Nation. I will continue. I love FSS. I love the UE, and I hope that you all can allow me one more tenure to show my love once more again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I see we have a question for you here.
With respect to how things are changing unpredictably in recent times, how prepared do you feel to take unpredictable changes with going back in person classes? That is quite a question. Depending on how campus open back, we're not sure if it's a full reopening, partial reopening, how reopening may be mass distancing and classes and so on. So I'll have to adapt. We will have to adapt to how campus opens back and how the restrictions are, and events will be suited. So if it is that we have spaced events, maybe five-a-side football, I mean, that means more games for us, so we have fun that way. So we will adapt. That's what I love about FSS. We adapt, we overcome. That's why I love about the UE. Thank you for that question, actually.
Thank you. If there are no more questions from Mr. James, we will be moving on to the next candidate. And I must say, a lot of pride coming from Mr. James for the Faculty of Social Sciences. So we move on to the second candidate. I welcome to the floor Miss Khadija Khan.
Good night, everyone. How you all are doing this lovely night? How is the semester going? So, my name is Khadija Khan. This is my little quote. A leader is not a position or a title, it is an action, an example. And I lead by this quote throughout my entire life. Next slide, please. So, a little about me. I'm a first year undergraduate. So, you are thinking, why is a first year running or something? But I am pursuing a social work degree, which shows that helping is in my future profession. I'm a friendly, approachable person. I'm very helpful. So, you can message me anytime and I will be there to help. I am a team player. Persons usually describe me as a people person. I am passionate and committed to any duty or responsibility placed upon me. So I will be passionate about this rep um, position. Next slide, please. So a little bit about my future goals or intentions if you vote me as rep. So I'd like to be a voice for the students in my faculty, for future development, for any issues that we come across during our school year. I'd like to increase the communications between students and guild. I'd also like to increase the involvement within students and school activities. Many of us know that we send out emails, we send out messages, and a lot of students are very unresponsive. I'd love to increase that, increase the involvement, because I believe that if a student is involved more with their school and their school activities, they would enjoy their university life more. I'd also like to increase the communication between students with numerous initiatives, because we all know that this pandemic has been really rough being online. And a lot of us can say that they have been in numerous classes with numerous students and they don't know their names, that they have been worked in groups, or they don't even know their faces. So I'd like to increase this involvement between each other in new initiatives coming soon. We know that there's a talk where faculty is going to where next semester is going to be on campus. So I'd like to have a lot of events that's going to get the students meeting each other, communicating, being involved with each other. Next slide, please. So don't forget to vote for me, March 24th. A person you can depend on, basically. Thank you for listening. Does anyone have questions?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that contribution. It was very nice, short, and sweet. So, while we wait on anybody to give you questions, I have a question for you. So, my one question is, Do you think new services are needed to support students in the university's current circumstances?
I do believe so because there are many students at home. Um, they're living far from from the university itself. Many of us may not have the proper equipment or the proper devices to attend school. I know a lot of us are working, so they are coming from work to home. Internet may be a little shaky. There are students who miss half lectures, or maybe they all their lectures in order to reach home in time. There are many services that can be provided for our students in order to do so, so they can make their studies easier and more enjoyable.
Thank you. What a very insightful response. Look at this. We've gone through half of the candidates for FSS. Oh, and look, I see I have a question has come on for you.
And communication. Well, in terms of communication, I do plan to send out a lot of emails, WhatsApp messages where students will be be notified about things running in their campus. Messages to hype students up, basically to be involved in things. Through the involvement, there can be events that will be assisted with the other faculty members. You know, you always have to have that teamwork and involvement throughout. With these activities, students can come together, they can talk, they can meet new people, they can bring their friends to meet other people as well. So, yes, they will be involved through that.
Very, very, very adequate response, Miss Khan. Would like to thank you for speaking here tonight. So, everybody, drop some
I
emojis in the chat
believe,
for Miss
I
Khan.
believe we do have a next question by
Oh, I'm so sorry,
Mary.
but in the interest of time, we
Okay,
have
no
to move
problem.
on. But you did a really great job with the two questions posed to you. And feel free to reach out to any of these people posing the questions in the chat via direct
Yes, of
message or
course.
anything. Um, Very, very good job.
Okay,
Now
thank
we are
you so
moving.
much for the opportunity.
You're so welcome. Now we move on to the third candidate for FSS, Miss Ravina Parbu.
Good night, esteemed members of the UV Guild, my faculty members, and other listeners. My name is Ravina Parabu, and I am up for the Faculty of Social Sciences representative. I am a 20-year-old second year student doing a bachelor's degree in management studies along with a minor in marketing and finance. I am honored to be nominated for this most prestigious position. I am a very hardworking, ambitious, dedicated, and honest young adult striving for excellence in all my endeavors. My current undertakings include being the ICT Guild Administrative Officer, the Public Relations Officer for Little T's Beauty Academy, and a member of the New Generation Dance Group. My time at UWI thus far has been one filled with many ups and downs, highs and lows. However, the UWI Guild has played a very key role in supporting my journey, without which my experience would not have been the same. Through this organization, I have learned what it means to be a true member of the committee. Next slide, please. My hopes, if elected, is in keeping with the Guild's core principles. Even though they are talk about the campus opening next semester and whatnot, with the physical constraints due to the COVID-19, I would like to implement a monthly virtual meeting where faculty members can voice their opinions and concerns. This forum will aid the student body in being able to directly communicate with me and other colleagues about the issues affecting us. Now, we know that everyone may not be outspoken as others, so I also hope to introduce hashtag FSS Concerns Anonymous, as also people may not want to voice their opinions and concerns publicly. So this is like an online forum which will be made available to send information directly to me but anonymously. Another initiative that I am passionate about is one which involves networking and researching various opportunities across all sectors. This will make known avenues for training, experience, and internships which we can all benefit from. I have recognized that the need for university students to engage in meaningful and significant activities which will aid them in their professional development. During my internship at Tucker Energy Services as an admin assistant, I was able to develop professional etiquette alongside a network of various professionals. Also, being the PRO for Little T's Beauty Barn Academy has also broadened my network even further by introducing me to professionals in a completely different sector. These chances has taught me to actively pursue all current and available opportunities. Next slide, please. So on March 4th, vote for me for your faculty rep for the social sciences. And thank you for listening.
Thank you, thank you. I see we have a question for you here popped up in the chat.
Yes. Do you think your previous experience as a leader has prepared you to take office? I have gained a lot of experience and communication with other people. So I think it does prepare me more than before.
Hi, thank you for that contribution. Well, we still have some time left for you, so let me ask you a question. So, what inspired you to run for election?
What inspired me is that I've already been the administrative assistant for the UWI Guild, and I just want to take my dedication to the next level and be more out there with the faculty members and other faculties as well. And I think this would be a good experience to do that.
Thank you for your contribution. I see we still have some time, and you got a question in the chat.
How I plan to balance my responsibilities. I am good with time management, I believe. I think that having a planner where I have all things that I need to do in order so I won't get thrown off from my work, like my UWI life, like my degree, and also other positions that I have.
Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Pabu. I think you gave a really detailed contribution. So everybody, drop some emojis in the comments for Miss Pabu because she did a fantastic job. Now we move on to the last FSS candidate for the evening, Miss Petrus Edward Jr. So sorry, Mr. Petrus Edward Jr. My apologies.
It's okay. All right. So, good night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Petrus Edward Jr., and I'll be running for the position of Faculty of Social Sciences representative. I am a first-year student pursuing a bachelor's degree in banking and finance. I think we can all agree that due to COVID, we have not been truly given the university experience that we deserve, through which I plan on in three key areas which I plan to alleviate this is for engaging students through better communication by working with the Communications and Publishing Committee and ensuring that students use the public forums to ask questions. Using my previous experience as a prefect and student council treasurer, I hope to become a beacon of hope and a study guide to all students by being a symbol as a big brother, through which I will ensure that all students are disciplined, encouraged, and motivated to do their work. I hope to ensure that students, as an international student myself, build better relations with the national students of Trinidad, as I am an international student of St. Lucia. I hope to ensure that students are having fun through games night, through which can be held on a fortnight or weekly basis, through which the students get to vote for the games which they please, ensuring that all students are having fun and have a chance to do the stuff they enjoy. With this in mind, today I'm asking not just for your vote, but to have you as your representative, to put you first. Thank you for your time, and I hope to have all your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Edward Jr., for your contribution. And we love to see a regional student running for a position like this. So,
Thank you, thank you.
while we wait for some questions in the chat, oh, wait, I see one. We have one already. Feel free to take the question.
Do you think international studies are adequately represented in the university at the moment? I don't think so. There isn't a key focus with international studies. I hope there is, as there are many international students. Being one from St. Lucia, I've seen many students from Belize, St. Vincent. I hope that there'll be a better focus and there's better relationships among the international students as they're more integrated into the community. And yes.
I see we have a next question here for you.
Okay. Being the largest faculty that you wish to represent, how do you plan to represent all? I plan to represent all. Is that everyone in the faculty or all?
I would
all
like to
members of the
assume she means everybody in the faculty.
Okay. Having represent everyone in the faculty, I would work with everyone. I'll look at the different degrees that all the students are doing. Maybe probably this I could create a server in which the different members, because every group has its own group chat, such as the faculty of, such as the the students pursuing a bachelor's in psychology, in banking and finance, accounting, they're all separated from each other, but you could all integrate all the faculty, all the business degrees into one server where they could all communicate with each other, where they might have similar issues or similar problems or similar stuff that they wish to endure together.
Thank you, thank you. And I just now have, oh, we have another question coming in for you here.
Do you think regional students need more support? What would you do so we don't fall behind? Well, when I was applying to the University of the West Indies in St. Augustine, what I noticed on the website, there were many bursaries and grants afforded to national students, but there weren't many afforded to regional students in the other Caribbean territories. So as a representative of the Faculty of Social Sciences, I would like to provide more opportunities to other regional students such as myself so that they may be able to attend the university if they need financial aid.
Okay, thank you for those responses. And I just have one question for you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do you think the library services have been accessible enough for students during the period of lockdown? What would you change about the current arrangement?
I think it has been accessible, but to make the students access it, you need to motivate them to access the resources because the online resources of the Alma library is available. But to encourage most students, when they need research, they typically just Google it. But there's better information available in the libraries. So I would work with the publications community to let all the students know that there should be a better use of the resources that the school provides them, as it could provide them with better grades, as it's more accurate information, which would better their studies.
Okay, thank you for taking the time to speak to us tonight and giving so much insightful responses to all these questions. So, that brings us to the end of the Faculty of Social Sciences representative candidates. So, wow. I don't envy the students of the Faculty of Social Sciences because there are so many choices and all of them give great contributions. So, definitely vote wisely come Thursday. Okay, now we must move on. Our final presentation tonight will be coming from our candidate for the position of Faculty of Medical Sciences representative. MedSci students are renowned for being the life of the party, so please allow me to introduce Mr. Thane Guerra to the floor, our last speaker, who will definitely allow us to end tonight's installment on this forum on a strong note. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Good night, everyone, members of the guild and the electorate and all our guests. My name is Thane Guerra, and I'm contesting the position of Medical Sciences, Faculty of Medical Sciences Representative, UWI Guild of Students for the year 2022 to 2023. I'm a 21-year-old currently pursuing my Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery. Unlike my fellow candidates tonight, I'm here to answer one simple question. Why should you vote for me? Can you say the next slide, please? So, why should you vote for me? So let's take a look at the past. So, from my first year to today, I've been serving the Faculty of Medical Sciences. I have served under two former Faculty of Medical Sciences representatives under currently Melissa Jack, our current FMS rep, who have led me by great example and have taught me various things, not just about how to be a good representative, but to be a good person. I've served in the Medical Sciences Student Council, which is the office of the FMS rep in our faculty, in various positions. As you see here, I started in 2020 as the year one co-rep, and I moved up to secretary. I was elected secretary in my second year, and then now I hold the position of vice chairperson of the MSSE. I believe that having been in such various positions in the FMS has equipped me to have a better understanding of the roles and responsibility of the FMS rep, as well as understand the downfalls that we face every day and how we may go about fixing it. As I said, I've learned by great example from my FMS reps. They've taught me so many positive things. So the position of year one co-rep, you are a voice for the people. You listen to all persons in the faculty. I'm not sure if all of you would know, but as FMS rep and as a member of MSS, you have to represent 6 schools, but in general 7 programs. You have the School of Medicine, which includes optometry, which we see as an individual body, but they fall in the School of Medicine. So you have MBBS students following the BSc in optometry, veterinary medicine, nursing, dentistry, pharmacy, and then we have our postgraduate students, who are their different student body entirely. And having been in the MSSC, I truly understand the value of each and every one of these schools and the importance to have, give each of them their own spotlight, but also how to bring them together. Because in the end, we are one FMS. We study separately now, but when we become professionals on the field, we have to work together. A doctor cannot do his job without the nurse by his side. Sometimes the nurses take the lead. For students, most of them, they will admit that they learn from the nurses so much. And we have our pharmacists. We can prescribe the drugs, but we can't give it out to our pharmacists. The interprofessional collaboration that the MSSC teaches you, I believe, is the reason why I'm prepared to do this job. And I have not only served in the MSSC, I've served under the Trans-American Medical Student Association. As you see, I'm currently positioned for National Office of Medical Education, which gives deeper insight into student involvement, engaging students and encouraging students to use their voice and effect change in their medical education. But also it encourages that students collaborate with the other professions in the medical field, and we're currently working towards that. But now next slide, please. I'll show you, let's talk about the future. Why should you, how do I believe I will affect change? So I believe in a 3-pronged approach right now. So based on the past and what I've currently seen happening in our faculty, first, I'd like to improve the student-staff relations. So currently, I'm sitting on the academic, as Vice Chair of the Medical Sciences Student Council, I sit on the Academic Advising and Mentorship Committee. And in this committee, I am the only student representative there. And students may not know this, but it generally warms my heart to see that members of faculty, staff, and lecturers who students anything disregard us generally want to hear the students' opinion and generally actively work to making positive change for students. From wanting to be more involved to student clubs and associations to looking after our mental health by trying to employ more staff to aid with this. I genuinely believe that I can facilitate better student-staff relations through that, primarily through the interaction between our student clubs. So FMS has over 20 student clubs and associations, and each, the admin has several personnel who are valuable and resources that would benefit our student representation and our student associations. Secondly, I aid to improve the representation that is done by the MSSC and the medical students associations in the faculty. So the goal is to have a more diverse medical sciences student council. I'm part of an MSSC where all our representatives are from the MBBS program. I wish to, however, when I started, this was a lot more diverse. We had persons from dentistry, persons from nursing, and I would like it to truly reflect the faculty even more so, because we do truly represent the entire faculty. I would also like to increase the transparency between our student associations and the MSSC to ensure that there's complete flow of information so that all persons as the dubbed student representatives are able to truly represent all the students. And finally, in student representation, I aim to empower the vice chair, who's also the chair of the Student Voice Council, as the international student liaison. because in this pandemic, you've seen that our international students have suffered a lot by not being here to participate in the clinical skills that they need to learn so much. And I do believe they need an even bigger voice that represents someone at the table to represent them specifically. And lastly, as mentioned by, I believe, one of my prior candidates in the FSS, I would like to create professional opportunities for my students. I aim to have our faculty reach out to early trainers to make a medical association, TTRNA for registered nurses, the dental council, as well as the other and appropriate associations to connect our students professionals who are willing to mentor, as well as provide research and shadowing opportunities. Because
Hi, Mr. Guer. I'm so very sorry you've run out of time. But I'll just give you 5-10 seconds to wrap up.
5-10 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. To wrap up, I'll just say a big part of being a medical professional is having research and experience, and most of us who have jumped straight from high school to college haven't had that chance. So I would like to facilitate that for my students. I would like to thank you for this opportunity.
No problem. Thank you for that contribution.
No problem.
Shout out to the FMS faculty. I see they dropped flames in the chat, and you definitely exuded experience in your presentation. So many roles you've taken up. I love that presentation, and I love the support you've gotten in the chat.
I do appreciate it too.
Yes, thank you. So that brings us, everybody, to the end of all the faculty representative candidate presentations. So I would like everybody to drop some emojis in the chat for all the faculty representatives for giving great contributions. So I would like to thank all the live viewers for viewing tonight and those who are going to review the recording. So I just want to let you know, this is just the beginning. So tune in again tomorrow, Tuesday, 22nd March, at this same time, 7:30 p.m. via YouTube and Facebook at UESCA Guild and at the UESCA Guild, respectively, to hear from the candidates for the committee chairpersons. So thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. And congratulations again to all the candidates who participated and contributed tonight. I definitely don't envy you all, because you definitely have a lot of options to vote. And use your vote wisely, because these are the people who are going to represent you. So thank you again, everybody. Good night.